With the power to bring people together or just help us escape the world, gaming is more than just a game. So join me, Ziggy Chris, as I speak to developers, content creators, and gamers like you and me to discover how each of us was saved by gaming. Welcome in everyone, Saved by Gaming, where, as always, life is more than just a game, and never has that phrase been more accurate than today, because today I'm joined by Sam Hollis, the creator behind the thriving YouTube channel Moondays, and Sam's journey proves that sometimes the right game at the right time can change everything. So, welcome in, Sam. How you doing?
I'm alright, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm living the dream. We're living the dream here, you know, the power of positive gaming and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And as I touched on there, I figured it's just a great place to kind of leap in because it's bang on the theme of what we discuss about games changing people's lives. And for yourself, there's a particular game we should just jump on straight away that has made a massive impact on you and your channel and your creativity.
Yeah.
Do you want to name the game?
Yeah, it's Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Massive. Yeah, very late to the party with that game, I think. But yeah, it's genuinely changed my life in a way. I never played any Dark Souls, never played Bloodborne. I've always heard about these things. I was always a Kingdom Hearts 2 guy or a Hitman guy. I never really played any of the famous kind of Souls-like games. And then I went to my friend's house and he's got it and I was kind of intrigued by it. I just broken up with my girlfriend. So I was playing it at his, and I ended up playing it for like 5 hours, and I was so hooked by it. I couldn't even tell you what it was about it that I was so intrigued by. It was just, it felt really addicting, and I hadn't even gotten past the first part of it. I was just playing it over and over again, and then and I went to see if it was on PlayStation Plus or something. Couldn't really justify buying it, so I didn't play it for another few months, and then I went back to visit my mate. And he was just like, you can just take my copy if you want. So I took the copy, and then I started playing it, and I was playing it whilst I still am, unemployed, struggling to find work, struggling with mental health, was moved on to some really strong antidepressants, and I was playing Elden Ring a lot, and I was getting frustrated with an area called Stormveil Castle. Have you played Elden Ring?
I haven't finished it. I played a little bit because I didn't have the epiphany with it with you did. But that's cool because everyone finds their place in different parts of the gaming culture. But yeah, it didn't.
Exactly.
Like, I love the world. I love the atmosphere. I love all of that. I am not very good. That's a factor in it, for one thing.
That's the thing, though. Everyone, I feel like whenever I recommend it to people, they always say, "Oh, but it looks so difficult." I'm like, yeah, it is difficult, but it's like you figure it out, and you can kind of get good. I mean, there's the whole meme around that they get good. I hate that, but
and I will hasten.
You do get good.
I should hasten to add, because we might have to jump a little bit on the topic later of accessibility, because I've spoken in recent episodes with other people on various aspects of gaming. Obviously, accessibility is a big one that comes up in this particular podcast with the way that games can help people. And so Elden Ring comes up in that discussion because it's considered not very accessible because there's the whole get good thing. And then within that, obviously, there's the stuff about the settings and everything else. So maybe we'll jump on that topic later. I'm just going to jump that in there, that people, we're not going to ignore that. I'm going to still preach that. I will quiz Sam on that. But let's bypass that for a second and just focus on this journey of like your epiphany in terms of to creativity and what it did for you at this. You saying you're going through tough times, and that's where this came in to help you.
Yeah, so it was, yes, as I was saying, I was playing the game. I was struggling through one of the first proper dungeon areas, and I was getting really angry with it. But then I eventually decided to have a break from it just for like a day, went back to it, and I did it no problem. And then I don't know what came over me. I think I'd gone out of the shower, and I was in my pajamas, in my dressing gown, and I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to make a video about Elden Ring, because it had genuinely... You see a lot of the stuff about people saying, oh, Elden Ring saved my life, Dark Souls saved my life and stuff. And I wasn't really thinking about that. I just thought about how Elden Ring kind of does teach you about losing and relearning things and using what you learned from the last time you lost a boss fight or a certain area learning off that and implementing what you've learned next time. And also, the world of Elden Ring, it's so unique. It's so ambiguous. It doesn't tell you anything. Like it does tell you things, but not enough to understand what's going on. Like the intro, it just lists like a bunch of names and gives you like a vague idea of the world, but it's much more about vibes, and you kind of have to piece it together throughout the game as you're playing it. You read item descriptions, and even then, you still don't really know what's going on. I saw someone comment on a lore video. It was a 9-hour-long lore video, and someone was like, "Oh, I'm really glad that I now understand the lore of this game that I've been playing for 200 hours."
Wow.
But yeah, and then I made a video about it. I put it out. I like doing all my videos with like a VHS aesthetic, and for the first 2 days, it had like 30 views. And then I don't know what happened on the third day, but it just started going up and up and up, and now it's on like nearly 50,000 views. I don't know what happened. The algorithm just latched onto it, I think. And I think maybe what people liked about it was that I was talking about my mental health in it, and I was talking about how real it feels, and I think a lot of people could relate to that. And I've had so many people comment saying that they had similar experiences. I had someone that was like a 61-year-old vet, like army vet, saying how it really helped him. It was really nice to see people comment and relate to what I was saying. And then from that, I kind of just realized, oh, okay, this could be something then. If I talk about video games, or it doesn't even have to be video games, it could be films, it could be TV shows, it could be fiction, books, whatever. I could talk about this from the perspective of, I'm not bothered about the lore. That can all fuck off. Obviously I like the lore, but what I'm more interested in is interpreting things, interpreting art, and how it makes you feel, and like how you can express yourself through it. And I think so many people do get hung up on the lore of video games, and I get it. Like there is a place for that, but I just think there is so much of it now that not a lot of people talk about the feelings that it created in you.
Yeah, bounce off that for a second, it's like with music, right? So many times people read into the lyrics of songs about what it connects to them, and then it turns out someone will ask the songwriter about it years later, and the guy's just like, oh, it just rhymed, I just thought it sounded cool or whatever. There's no lore, and people have put all these myths into it. But that's part of the magic, is it's taking this, people put their own stories into it, their own feelings, their own experiences into it, and carry that feeling through. And just because the writer didn't mean it that way doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's how you interpret the art that's...
Yeah, exactly. 100%. It's like, I think when I used to do music, and I did a open mic when I was first starting off, and this guy came up to me. He was like hosting the open mic, and he was like, he asked what my lyrics meant, and I said, oh, some of it I'm not sure. And he goes, well, you know, it's, they say, what is a wonderball? What is a wonderball? We don't know. It doesn't mean anything, does it? But it's how you interpret it. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so that just rang to me when you were talking about how games make you feel and people get hung up on the lore. And it's great. If there is lore and people want to go down that rabbit hole, then fantastic. It's there for you. But like you say, you don't have to worry about it. It's just how the world makes you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
So was there you mentioned, I think, a specific moment when that game kind of connected you. You mentioned, was it a particular boss fight or area?
It was an area called Stormveil Castle. And it was like, I'd kind of been breezing through it. I had been struggling with certain enemies, but it wasn't until you went to Stormveil Castle, and it's this big decaying castle. It's almost like a castle with a tumour. It's got like a bunch of holes in, and you fight the first boss, which people find really difficult, but for some reason I was alright with it. I kind of did it within the third go of trying again. And then it's when you actually go inside the castle from that moment, and you go up the steps, and there's all these knights. They're kind of like mini bosses, and they were rinsing me. I was trying to fight them, and I couldn't get a hit in, and they'd just get me, and I got so angry. I thought, this game isn't fun. I'm not enjoying this. And yeah, it was exhausting, and I'd almost stopped playing the game, but thank God I didn't.
So,
Yeah.
and so you mentioned you made the video and that took off, but what inspired that first video? What made you think this game I need to talk about out loud?
I've always enjoyed making little videos and talking about things. I used to do years ago, Studio Ghibli video essays, and used to talk about all sorts of different films and stuff. And back in the day when I was a kid, I used to do very cringe YouTube stuff, and people would got bullied at school for it, but that's what it was back then. And
this is a safe space. It's okay.
thank God. 2025.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I don't know. I genuinely just thought that just the world of Elden Ring was making me think about things in a way that not a lot of art does. And I'd just written my novel, and I was thinking, and I was watching this, and it was making me want to write like something else, but something that's so vague like Elden Ring. And also, as I said, like the boss fights and learning the different movesets and learning how to overcome them. It does kind of give you a little bit of a fighting spirit. 'Cause, after you spent like a day applying for constant jobs, getting rejections, sending your book to literary agents, either to be ignored or nothing, it's so exhausting. And about October last year, I genuinely didn't think I was going to make it to 27. So, my headspace had been like all over the place. And then to playing Elden Ring, it kind of was like a relief from that, and it kind of taught me a lot. And what made me want to film the video, I don't know. I just kind of thought I need to talk about this, and I don't know anyone that plays it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, well, I do know people that play it, but I don't know one close that I can just pick up the phone and talk to.
Yeah. So that, because you mentioned, because you said you corrected yourself there in a way. How has the game impacted your mental health? Because you mentioned you were in a bad place, and it helped you. Just to expand on that a little bit, and therefore, has finding the community or the community finding your videos, has that enhanced things in any way, whether it's through your own well-being or obviously the channel is growing because of the videos you're making off the back of this?
Yeah, so with the mental health aspect, I think it was just, it offered me, as I said, like it kind of offered me like a fighting spirit in a bit, and it just made me feel, it just gave me, I think it was a mix of the world and the gameplay, and I think it just got me thinking a lot about things. And when you play Elden Ring, it's such an interesting vibe that it could depress you, but there's something about the coldness of it and the harshness of it, and having to like trudge through it, and it does reflect real life. It even though it's so fantastical and abstract, it does really, it does reflect real life in that everything is hard. Life is hard. Life is suffering. But you just got to keep going through it and figuring out what you can do differently whenever you come across similar situations, or, like, don't give up on things. Which sounds really cliche, but it kind of is just the whole crux of it.
Yeah, no, I love that. Sorry if I can. I love that because, and I had a little chuckle just because life is hard. That's it's so true.
It's horrible.
My hometown, the city slogan of my city, everyone is out of darkness cometh light. And I think that's great. It's always helped me in a way through, sounds cheesy, but through dark times and good, it makes sense to me. And no matter how dark things are, things can always change. And when you say about things are hard, and Elden Ring is making you realize that it's going to be tough, but you can come out the other end. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just resonating with me in that way. We're giving you guys so much insight here. How much of this will make the final cut, I don't know. But but then in terms of that's your mental well-being. But then you've put these videos out there. You're getting thousands. That video kind of started to boom. The channel's growing, and so therefore the community's finding your videos. Has the Elden Ring community exploring your videos and connecting with you, has that helped you in any way?
It's weird because I don't think I'm part of the Elden Ring community.
Okay.
Like, I am. People, find my videos and relate to them, but I mean, I've seen some people say that the reason they like my videos on Elden Ring and stuff is because it's almost like, because I'm a new player, it's like they get to experience it for the first time, like all over again, but like vicariously through me, and they're watching someone interpret stuff and figure stuff out. I have had like the occasional dickhead comment, people being like, "Well, actually, this is wrong," but in terms of community, I just started my own community. People become members of the channel. What I've noticed, I mean, I'm not being a dick about the Elden Ring community, because there are a lot of lovely people in there, and the community is really nice. But there's just the whole get good thing that annoys me. I don't like the whole, you need to make sure all of your lore is accurate, and you need to, like, it really irritates me. And I think every now and then I go on the Elden Ring Reddit and I see people comment stuff, and some people will say, "Does this thing ruin the game, or do I not enjoy this?" And some people will be like, "Well, are you enjoying it in the way you're doing it? Then yeah, it's fine. Why are you why are you overthinking it?" But it's like with any community, you know, you're gonna get dickheads. But I think I wanted to form my own community where we can not just talk about Elden Ring, but other games and other art and just how we were feeling and stuff.
So would it be fair to say, even though I know you're also doing videos on other things, but obviously we mentioned this is the game that kind of made a difference to you, but would it be fair to say then it's about the culture that you've mentioned art a few times, and about the way that you're talking about games, so it's more about connecting with people who just want to focus on the positivity of art, would that be more accurate?
Pretty much. Yeah, we do talk about the lore and stuff. Don't get me wrong. It is part of the game, and it's something. But I'm more interested in how people interpret it. And again, like we were saying with music, it's the same with that. I'm more interested about how something made people feel. There'd literally be no point in me doing videos about the lore and getting really into it, because there's so much of it. What could I offer there? And also, I don't want to trudge through a bunch of item descriptions try and piece everything together. Like, what I'm interested in is how it made you feel, and I love getting comments from people talking about how it made them feel and how it helped them. And yeah, I just think it's not. I always try to relate the videos to real life, or like talk about my own experiences with things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's the same reason I guess people watch, because you mentioned people watch who played, maybe they experienced it a long time ago, or they're quite far along the journey and they're enjoying watching your experiences. Same reason I guess why, you know, myself and others love watching watch-alongs of old movies, is seeing someone connect with something that you've loved for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I watch someone who's experiencing Aliens for the first time or something.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
oh gosh, how did you not know about this, first of all? And here you go. Here you go.
I know.
So yeah, I guess it's the same vibe, just to ride on that.
It is.
And so in terms of then, has all of this enhanced your content creation overall, though, in terms of the skills that you're doing for the channel and the way that your videos are developing? Like, how is this helping your growth as well as a content creator?
So, I think with the YouTube stuff, I wasn't taking it super seriously until that Elden Ring video. And I think what's helped me with the content creation is finding my niche, figuring out where I fit into this whole Elden Ring video game thing. And also the analytics, looking at that. Like, I look at, and you know, like previous jobs that I've had, whether it was, you know, working in marketing or working on podcasts and stuff, like all of that kind of and also I used to edit videos all the time, used to record music, and that's the whole reason I've got this mic. It was when I used to do music. So I just feel like, I don't know whether it's Elden Ring's helped me with content creation, but it has given me a vehicle to create more. And I don't use the word content.
Of course, sorry, yes, I have seen your recent thing, and I even commented on it. Oh my gosh, I'm in the sin bin. Yeah. I'm sorry. You can tell everyone why I've got that wrong.
No, it's fine. No, so I don't like calling things content, because the minute I call it content, it just blends in with everybody else. Technically, yeah, what I'm doing when I'm putting out shorts, and technically it's content, but the people that decided to call it content were the people who made, the billionaires who made social media, and people who want to get you addicted to technology and suck your serotonin dry. Like, I'm not. So, and reducing what you do down to content, I just think it's admitting defeat and giving in to late stage capitalism. So I think, you know, I'd much rather call them videos, or I don't know whether it's art, but it's definitely, it's not content. Because if it was content, I wouldn't be talking about getting so raw with my emotions in it and stuff. So to answer your question, has it helped me with how has it helped me with creating videos and stuff? I don't know whether Elden Ring has, but yeah.
Would it be fair to say then perhaps more it's given you, like, to summarize some of what you just said a moment ago, it's given you an outlet, it's given you a release, and perhaps that's part of helping your well-being as well, is it gives you an outlet to express yourself. It gave you a voice again.
Yeah, I think that sums it up perfectly. Really, it helped me find a voice, and that summed it up really well. To be honest, I don't really have to add to that.
Look at that! I'm a pro podcaster, everyone. That's why people are here for the long form content. You see, this is what this podcast is all about. It's
exactly.
We're not here.
This is why I prefer long form content to short form, because I've got this theory that I think long form content, you are dedicating yourself to sit down and watch something that could be 20 minutes to an hour long, even 10 minutes. That's long form content, and you're taking the time to watch it, and within that time, you're probably gonna think about what it is you're watching. But with short form content, and I was saying social media and stuff, it just trains people to not think; they just react. So if you go on any TikTok video and you go on the comments, everyone is like racist and sexist and horrible. Not everyone, but there's just so you do not have to scroll hard to find it, and everyone is just makes so many assumptions about people and videos. Whereas what I like about long form content is you're building an audience and people take the time to sit there and watch it. And I upload short form clips of the videos that I do, and I've received more hate comments on that than I ever do on the long form content videos, just because people are just reacting to it because they're scrolling. They're not actually thinking about it. And to be fair, it's the algorithm that's given it to them. They're not choosing to watch it. So yeah,
it's difficult. As a fellow art creator, I fully understand that one. But yeah, it's a difficult world.
Yeah.
YouTube and algorithms and everything else, and how to get people to find your stuff. That's a whole thing in itself.
Yeah.
And so obviously that particular game has helped you, but what other games do you find solace in those? So obviously that's a very specific game that we've spoken about that has been helping to grow your channel. And if you don't already, go and check out Moondays, everyone. But
thank you.
What other games over the years help you relax, find solace in whatever it is?
I every now and then I'll go back to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Wow, okay.
Because I know that it's old, but it's that game when I was a kid was really, it felt like home to me. Like when I made a video about a section in it called Twilight Town. Don't know if you ever played Kingdom Hearts 2.
I missed the whole Kingdom Hearts freight train. You have to remember that so as I mentioned, I'm 45. Think about when Kingdom Hearts first came out.
That is true, yeah.
I'm like, Disney? Like that? That's not... I was too far gone. What year did Kingdom Hearts even come out?
Second one, I think, came out in 2005.
Gosh, I mean, that's like I was 25. So the first one, let's say I was late teens to early 20s for the first one. I don't know, I'm guessing, I don't know. But I'm like, no. No.
No, I get that. But the first 2 hours of that game is set in a place called Twilight Town. And when I was a kid, I didn't understand the concept of saving video games. Because I was a kid, I didn't know you had to have a memory card and all this. This was a PlayStation 2 and I was just playing it. So for about 3 months, I think, I was just playing throughout the entirety of Twilight Town. And then I would just restart it and do it again and restart it and do it again. But I loved it. To me, that was just how it was. And I enjoyed it. And I still go back to the music of Twilight Town just to relax myself sometimes because it felt like home. Like when my dad was shouting or whenever there were problems at home, I would go back to Twilight Town as a place to live. And other games that have more modern games, Disco Elysium. I don't
Oh,
know if you've
great!
played Disco
Yeah, I
Elysium.
love that game.
That, I mean, I don't know if it made me feel comfortable, but it definitely had an impact on me in terms of storytelling and writing. My friend, it's the same friend that recommended Elden Ring to me, and he said he's a really talented writer. His name's Pat. I love him to bits, and he said it's one of the best written games he's ever come across. Now, when he said that, I just thought he meant it's just like
The story.
yeah, just a well written story. But then when I played it, I was, oh no, it's like a book. Like the way it's written is fucking incredible, and it still inspires me when I'm writing my own like stories now. And sometimes when I'm writing my own short stories, I'll say it in my head like the narrator of Disco Elysium to see if it sounds good. And, you know, other games like Hitman, that I find it really comfortable, not because I'm a bold sociopathic killer, but because all of the maps, especially in the new trilogy, I kind of just know all of the maps. Not like I'm good at them. I couldn't be able to, but I know where to go. And so if I just want a comfortable game that I can play, I would just play it and go through the maps. And then Mass Effect 2, that's like a fantastic game. Storytelling is brilliant.
I saved everyone first time out, just so you know.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I lost Jack
Oh dear.
by accident. I didn't realise that you had to upgrade everything in the ship to to save them. But yeah. And there's a game called State of Decay 2.
Oh
You
yeah.
ever played it?
I didn't play it. I know it. Didn't play it.
It's the concept of that game is so good. In execution, I don't think it works that well, but I just think because they were limited by, I don't know whether it was budget, technology, or whatever. But the concept of that game is so fucking good. Like you're just in a game and you're just a random person surviving a zombie apocalypse, and if you die, you just go back and start as somebody else, and you can find that corpse, and you have to just survive and figure it out. It's really, I really want to play it again actually, but I was always kind of intrigued by that idea. And then one more game, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking. I can't quite believe that game exists.
It is spectacular. Yeah, a couple of those games I totally resonate with. Disco Elysium, I played a lot of that game, completed it, and started a second playthrough in a different character mold. Yeah, just to see what it's like. It's so good, so good. And yeah, Baldur's Gate. I think my first playthrough of that I made last something like 250 hours because I just went off and did I would do everything possible to explore every area and do every side mission before I would continue the journey. So yeah, I'm proud of that. It's great.
Yeah, good. It's an incredible game. It is literally like a Dungeons and Dragons game, but just in video game format.
Given all those games you just mentioned, though, if you had to be Dr. Sam Hollis for a moment, gaming doctor, okay, this is gaming prescription of all these games or any other game. What game would you prescribe to someone who's going through a tough time, or like if someone needs help, escapism, whatever it is? What's your gaming prescription?
Okay, I think honestly, Animal Crossing.
Okay, yeah,
that helped me when I was working in a job that I hated.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, probably at the same time. And I would spend most evenings just setting up my island, Animal Crossing, just because it was so relaxing. It was like an escape from real life, and I had my own little town, which felt comfortable, and everyone was so nice there. And also, I mean, I know you said we're going to talk about the accessibility of it, but I would suggest Elden Ring.
Okay.
Because it is like a trial by combat, but it's, you know, I think it's really good at just teaching you to keep going and to keep trying things, and it's almost always worth it. And it encourages your imagination to think about things, and because once you play it and you're in that world, like you're not going to stop thinking about what on earth is in that world. And I think, I don't know whether that's healthy or not, but I think it's good for the imagination and good for creativity, and I think it can uplift you in a way that not a lot of art can do.
So, given, because you've looped it back around nicely to that then, so given what you just mentioned, obviously there's a very vocal, should we say, part of the community that's just get good or considered not great. That's not great. Again, I'm not one for colourful language, so I'm going to keep it nice and clear. But on top of that, though, there's lots of people who just love the art and the world and are totally welcoming, so it's all good. But for me, I've been, as I say, talking to people recently about accessibility in gaming, and that's a big topic. And there's a big debate around the likes of all the Dark Souls games, not just Elden Ring, in terms of difficulty, in terms of should they have difficulty settings even? Should they have options to make things more accessible? Do you have thoughts on that, given what you've discussed on this game in terms of its battling against difficulty and overcoming tough moments, all that kind of stuff? Do you have any thoughts on that discussion in terms of this genre of gaming?
Yeah,
it's a big topic.
I don't think it should have a difficulty setting because, and I get the whole accessibility thing of wanting to. I get wanting games to be accessible, but I think just because something doesn't have a difficulty setting doesn't mean it's not super accessible. To me, games like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro, to me those games are just an art piece. I don't think Miyazaki or the team at FromSoft or whoever should compromise their art just because people want it to be easier. I do get the accessibility point. I get that it is difficult and you don't want to, you feel like you can't try it, but at the end of the day, whilst it's an art piece and whilst I really feel very deeply about games, at the end of the day, it is also just a video game. And you can, it's literally just a matter of learning the mechanics. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. You don't have to play it, that's fine. But you can pick it up. When you look at it, it's actually just a really simple game. Like, it's just one button to hit, one button for heavy hit, you dodge, you've got you can heal with certain spells, and that it can get maybe a little bit more complicated in terms of like flasks and potions and certain summons, but no more complicated than any other game. Where the difficulty spikes and where the difficulty comes in, it is with the bosses and the hitboxes and how difficult it is. But at the same time, I really hate the phrase "get good" or "it's a skill issue" and stuff. I'm like, well, okay, I get what you're saying. I get that you have to get good, but just saying that to people who might genuinely be struggling with the game, it's not useful or not helpful for them. And I get that it's like a meme and stuff, but I think people like that should just be more caring when people say that they're struggling, and just more understanding on why they might be struggling, and tell them how they could figure it out. Like, there is a certain section of the Elden Ring community that believes you shouldn't be playing with magic, that you shouldn't be playing with other people, like you shouldn't be summoning people, you shouldn't be, you should be playing it in with a certain type of weapon. And I just can't fathom that kind of thinking. I never understood it. I remember I uploaded a short form clip of my video, and someone commented saying, "Oh yeah, good on you," even though you're playing as a sorcerer though. I'm like, I just like magic. I'm not playing it because, okay, the game is a lot. Apparently, the game is like fairly not easy, but it's easier if you're a sorcerer. But that's not why I'm playing it. I'm playing it because I just enjoy being a sorcerer, and I've always liked the idea of magic and stuff. Sure, if you want to go around with a fucking bat and hitting things constantly and just play the game, like, fine, but to me that's not fun. I'm utilising the skills in the game. I'm utilising all the tools in the game in the most efficient way possible, and also in the most fun way possible for me. So, if people are saying, when people struggle with Elden Ring and the accessibility option for it, I do get it, but I also think, don't let yourself get so walled in by the perceived difficulty and how difficult it can be, because chances are you probably can do it. If you just give it a go, you probably will be able to figure it out. There are so many times when I've nearly stopped playing because I was so angry with the game. I was like, oh, maybe this game is just way too hard for me. But yeah, I just think you will figure it out. And games like that, I don't think there should be a difficulty setting for it, because that would mean compromising what the game is. Because to me, games like this aren't just games. I mean, at the same time, yeah, it's just a fucking video game, but also it's not just games. Like, it is something that can teach you and help you.
This is a great thing about these discussions and this podcast. These are just debates to have, and these are questions for lots of people. And obviously, that's a big debate around that genre of games. And it just made sense to ask you that, given that it's such a big theme of your channel.
Yeah.
So what's next for your channel in terms of the content where you're moving forward? Are you going to expand into other games, or have you thought about that?
I do tend to try and make some other videos, because my channel, I don't want my channel to just be an Elden Ring channel. That's not what it is. And I won't lie, I haven't mentioned it on the podcast, but I have been very burnt out with Elden Ring I haven't played it for 2 weeks, because I'm not just playing it. I'm playing it and then thinking about it and interpreting it, and then I'm going away. I handwrite all of my videos, so then I go away and I write the videos, and then I film the videos, and then I edit them, and I'm trying to do them all 4 days apart as well. And it's fucking exhausting. And I think I reached a point recently where I was like, I need to stop playing Elden Ring for a bit. It's exhausting me.
I mean, this is it's just a behind the curtain thing in terms of creators. I almost said the word content, but I went creators, and people, Twitch streamers, whatever it is. It's a difficult thing, and I've confused respect for the people that just say stream one game endlessly, because there's some channels obviously that make massive growth, like say if one game or one thing and that's their thing and everyone knows they're going to play it, and it is a recipe for success in a way, because you get a regular people that tuning in of audience that know what you're going to be doing week in, week out, and they love it. But as from an artistic point of view, it is difficult. I mean, I've streamed, and you playing the same game all the time is exhausting. Yeah,
it takes it out of you, and it's I don't know. It's like Elden Ring is the first. It's the first game that I'm playing that's for anything other than fun now. And I feel a sense of responsibility for it. So I do now just play. I try to make videos about other games, but they never do as well, because it's not Elden Ring and that's not what my audience came for. But I try to make videos about other games. I'm started to make videos about just general art and stuff, like art is not content, which did weirdly well. But I'm, and because I was saying to my friend the other day, at some point I am going to finish Elden Ring. And at that point, I don't ever intend to really make another video about it again. Because that's it then. That's my experience done. I don't need to talk about that. I want to talk about other FromSoft games. I want to try out Sekiro. I want to try out Bloodborne. I want to try the Dark Souls games. But I want to do that last, because I feel like that would be a really good conclusion.
I've given him food for thought, everyone.
Yeah.
So as we start to kind of wind down, this is a thing I usually ask pretty much everyone, is if there's anyone out there you'd like to hear their saved by gaming story, whether it doesn't have to be someone you've met, it could be another creator that you admire. I would love to,
just in terms of first, as a creator in the game space, I would love to hear full-on in-depth conversation with Luke Stevens. I really respect him as a guy who does videos and his critical analysis of games. It's nothing like what I do, but I really respect his viewpoint, and I'd love to hear his background and how he did it and what really got him into it. I'd love to hear Ben Mendelsohn talk about it, because he's talked about, he loves Dark Souls and The Witcher and stuff. He's actually a massive gamer,
right?
So I'd love to hear what he says and stuff.
Those were already 2 good answers, so it's all good.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn and Luke Stevens.
There you go. There you go. All right then. Thank you very much, Sam, for this amazing conversation, because I think we touched on quite a lot in terms of, so many things, the art and culture, and
we did
Dark Souls and all these other things that I'm sure many people will rip us apart for on social media, but
I'm sure they will.
But not here though, because this is a safe place, and this is where we focus on the positive power of gaming, the power of pixels, everyone. So
the power of pixels. Yeah. Nice.
Although we're not just about, I should caveat that, because again, this is all gaming, including tabletop and everything else. And I've got some interesting chats coming up with people who do therapy with D&D and all sorts of stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, that's all going to be good. So it's all like gaming is all encompassing, and that's the beauty of this. So just dropped a hook for the future episodes. There you go. Love it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorted.
All right. So yeah, thanks so much for being here, Sam. And I hope we get to speak again. I look forward to seeing the growth of your channel.
Thank you.
It's going to be awesome.
Look forward to seeing the growth of your podcast.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking really good.
Which again just shows the power of the gaming community, everyone, and the power of these conversations to bring people together, because great things are happening. All right, everyone, take care. Remember, whatever else you do, whatever you're playing, if there's an option, remember to hit save. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This show was brought to you by me, Ziggy Chris. So thanks very much for listening. You know how to do podcast things by now. So if you liked this, push the button, tell your friends, do all that jazz, and we'll see you next time. Take care.